The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the city. The streets buzzed with life as people rushed home after a long day. Amidst the chaos, a small roadside cafe stood quietly at the corner, its warm lights offering comfort to those who entered. Inside, Robert, an elderly cafe owner, moved with practiced ease, brewing coffee with the same passion he had for the past 20 years. His cafe wasn't fancy, nor did it boast luxury decor, but it had something far more valuable: heart. As Robert wiped down the counter, his eyes landed on a young man sitting in the corner, staring at his phone, his expression clouded with disappointment. He recognized the look. It was one he had seen in countless faces over the years. Robert walked over and placed a steaming cup of coffee in front of him. "Something on your mind, son?" Jake sighed. "I don't know, sir. I just feel lost. I run a small online business, but when I look at my friends, they have high-paying jobs, big cars, luxurious lifestyles. And here I am, struggling to make ends meet. Sometimes I wonder if I'm wasting my time." Robert chuckled, pulling up a chair. "Let me tell you a story, Jake. A long time ago, in a small town, there were two craftsmen. One was a goldsmith, the other a blacksmith. The goldsmith made exquisite jewelry, admired by the wealthy. His work was celebrated, and people praised him wherever he went. The blacksmith, on the other hand, worked with iron crafting tools, horseshoes, and weapons. His hands were rough, his clothes covered in soot, and people often dismissed his work as ordinary. Then one day, war broke out. The soldiers needed swords, shields, and armor to protect their land. The blacksmith worked tirelessly, day and night, forging weapons that would keep his people safe. Meanwhile, the goldsmith's jewelry, though beautiful, had no place on the battlefield. It was the blacksmith's work that saved the town. Jake sat in silence, absorbing the story. Robert continued, "Success isn't measured by how shiny something appears. It's measured by its impact. This cafe isn't the biggest in town. I don't serve gourmet meals, but people come here every day because they find warmth, good coffee, and a place to think. That's my purpose." Jake exhaled deeply. "But what if my work never reaches that level? What if I fail?" Robert smiled. "Do you know how many times Thomas Edison failed before he got the light bulb right?" Jake hesitated. "A lot." "Exactly. 10,000 times. And do you know what he said?" Jake shook his head. He said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Jake smiled for the first time that evening. Robert patted his shoulder. "A lion doesn't lose sleep over the opinions of sheep. Keep working, keep improving, and most importantly, stop comparing. The moon never compares itself to the sun. It just shines in its own time. And so will you." Jake stood up, feeling a weight lift off his shoulders. "Thank you, sir. I think I needed this conversation more than I realized." Robert winked. "Anytime, kid. Now go build your empire." Jake walked out of the cafe with a newfound sense of purpose, ready to give his best, not to prove anything to others, but to become the best version of himself. A dark background appears with bold white text. Your work is your identity. Stop comparing. Keep building. Success will come. A subscribe button animation appears, with a voiceover encouraging viewers to believe in themselves.